Okay, guys, so final part for this project is we're going to talk about the logging and also building the console application to an executable so that we can run it as a scheduled task. Okay, so how we're going to implement logging is using uh, the Serilog NuGet package. So before I look at the code, let's go check out what packages we had to deploy or had to download from NuGet. So these are all of them. So I'll put this in the description, but mainly the serial log. And then we added some extensions in here so that we can write it to a file and to the console as well. Um, so back to our program.cs. So before we set up our configuration, we want to set up the logger. So what we're doing here is just we're writing out the templates and the level of logging in our application. So we want to write it to the console, and we also want to write it to a file. So this is just a template that we're following. So this is got the timestamp of when we call the logger, the level. So this is like information, error, or warning, and then the number of characters that we're going to print out for that level. The message, and then saying that this is going to be on the left aligned on the message. And then a new line after each of the message, and then an exception. And then we're going to copy the exception stack trace if there is one for that. So yeah, we set up the logger here, and then we're calling in the log object to then run the information method, which then that means whatever we have in here is going to write out as an information, and it will output it to the console and also to the text file. So see, I have it doing a rolling interval, so it's going to output it to the date of the time that we ran the executable or the app. So that's that, and then we're going to add the serial log to our app, or we're going to register it. And then from there, what we can do is we can start to log from our application layer. So if you go to our game service, here I'm injecting the logger, and then I'm just logging in information. So now when I run the app, see it, we'll see all that log information come through. Okay, and we see here in my folder, this is the logging, and that's exactly what I put in here. So sync games async started at right here in UTC. So we see that, and then we also see additional text here, and that's because we're using the HTTP client and EF core. So that means that there are logging in those packages as well. So the serial log is able to pick that up and then output it onto here. So it's like a middleware that will do that. And then also we'll see it in the console. Okay, so there we've implemented the serial log. Then also I built this as, I'm going to build this as, or I'm going to package it as an executable. So then how I did that is I went to my to my project, and then I just go to build selection, and then we can do a new profile. So I'll show you exactly what I did there. So I clicked folder because I just want this to be an executable on my local. I'll just do a folder, that's our target, and then we can specify a folder, and then the settings I have in here are it's self-contained, and I don't mind the extra files that get built when I publish it. And then what happens is when you hit save and then you hit publish, it's going to build the executable. And here it is. So then when we run this executable, it's going to run as if we ran it from Visual Studio, and then we'll see the logging as well. So now I'll just turn this into a scheduled task to run every day. So then we would have a system that will fetch current data and also today's data for NBA games and store in our SQLite DB for our greater system. So that's it for this functionality. Later, we're going to work on pulling in NBA player data and team data. All right, see you guys. Bye.